Well, Dr. Plowman, first of all, we want to learn a lot about what you have in store as you become Chancellor at the University of Tennessee. But first of all, we want to know, tell us about Donde Plowman, the person, not the Chancellor at this point.
Donde Plowman, the person, is a mother, a professor, has been a dean, is now a chancellor. I am someone who I thrive off of big challenges, and so I'm really excited to be here because I think there's some big things in store. I have a few hobbies. I love to play the piano. I have a big Yamaha 6-foot grand piano. I've never been able to find a university piano teacher, however, that wants to take me on as a student because I don't practice. So that's sort of a problem. I love to play the piano. It's kind of therapeutic, I guess you might say. I like to cook. I love to read books. A little bit about me. I get up early in the morning. I think there are two kinds of people in the world, those who shop at the grocery store with a list and off the list. I shop off. So I usually ask my team, let's just find out all around the table. Most people shop with a list.
My husband shops with a list. I don't.
Same here.
That's the reason why he shops more than I do, because he thinks I overshop. But that being said, this is a familiar place to you.
Yes.
You've been at the University of Tennessee. What is it like to come back?
I have been overwhelmed with, first, the transformation physically of the campus. So many beautiful buildings for students, classroom buildings. The student union, it had started, barely got started when I left 9 years ago. It is unbelievable. Just the physical transformation. It's a beautiful campus, and so that was one thing that struck me right away. I think another thing that's just overwhelming about the University of Tennessee is how much the state of Tennessee loves this place and owns this place. You can talk to people who are doing work in your home and they're the biggest Vol fans you've ever seen in your life. It's something really special, the love that this state has for this university. And I feel really fortunate to be here at this time. So many exciting things happening.
That being said, why did you want to come back in this capacity as the 9th Chancellor of the University of Tennessee?
You know, as the Chancellor, you get the opportunity to pull together teams of people to try to get big things done. I'm excited by the leadership that's here in the system office. I'm excited by President Randy Boyd. I'm excited by all the progress that's been made in the 9 years that I've been gone. Programs now with national acclaim, and the growing enrollments and the increasing quality of the students that are here. The idea of getting to lead that campus and help it figure out how to chart its next path, write the next chapter, I'm excited to do that.
We will get more specific as the interview goes on. But let's talk generally now. Coming into this position, what are your top priorities?
My first priority is to spend a lot of time listening to people. And you know, leaders often say that and then get right busy making lots of big decisions. And decisions come and you have to make decisions. But I've been gone 9 years. I want to hear what's on the hearts and minds of people at the university, faculty, staff, students. In some ways, I think I know by reading and discovering, but you learn the most by actually talking to people. So I'm going to invest some serious time in lots of one-on-one meetings with leadership on the campus, lots of listening sessions with students and faculty and staff, and I want to get out in the state. I'm very eager to meet the legislature. I'm very eager to meet alums around this state and hear from them, you know, what are their dreams for this place? Because I'm someone who likes to pursue big dreams, but I want to make sure we're pursuing the dreams that are meaningful to everybody. So listening is going to be the first thing. The second thing is that we just last week at the Board of Trustees meeting passed 2 major initiatives that are are going to be high priorities. That is getting the Oak Ridge Institute up and going, working with the leadership in the system office and on the campus with our faculty and the leadership at Oak Ridge. What a gem that is, what a jewel. And I'm really excited about the opportunity to further leverage that to add value for both parties, Oak Ridge and for the university. It's a great opportunity. That, and then the recent change that was made about trying to unify in a really powerful way the Ag Institute with UTK. Agriculture is huge in this state, and I think the opportunity to put it on even a bigger platform excites me. So those are 3 priorities right away that are business we got to take care of.
many more to come,
Yeah.
obviously. What did you learn? What did you experience while you were at Nebraska that you will bring here and hope that it translate here at Tennessee?
Yeah. One of the things I learned was that I can't find a person, I never have encountered a person at a university that doesn't want to be part of something meaningful, making something really meaningful happen. And that's true for faculty, staff, and students. And when you get people engaged around a big idea or a big dream, you have no idea what's possible. And that includes what it might inspire alums or donors to want to do, what kind of faculty it will attract. And so one thing I learned was the importance of pursuing big dreams and getting coherence around what they are and getting everybody on the same page. So that's one thing I learned. I think another thing I learned is that Tennessee, I think, holds a unique position in the world of public higher education. I'm sure a lot of chancellors or presidents might say this, but the unique love and passion that alums of this university have for the Vol experience and what that means, it's truly unique and it's powerful. I think there's so much potential with that it's a great tradition, a great sense of identity. And a lot of schools struggle for what exactly is our identity, who are we? We know that at Tennessee, and getting the opportunity to really build on that is really exciting.
What is Tennessee doing well right now?
The state of Tennessee, the University of Tennessee. I think the University of Tennessee is, one of the things we're doing well is we've got several programs that are really achieving national acclaim. Nuclear engineering, supply chain management, our printmaking program. There's any number of programs that are on the radar. So that's one thing. I think we've done a terrific job at continuing to grow enrollments at a time that other universities are struggling. And so we're going to have to continue to work at that, but that's something to be proud of. And while we've grown the enrollments, we've also continued to improve the profile of the students that are here. And I think the third and really exciting thing is something that's a partnership between the state and the university, is through the UT Promise. The idea that the university can make a difference in the economic well-being of the citizens of the state, and that the state and the university are working together to make that happen, that's really unique. And so I'm really proud of that.
We'll be talking more about that. But counter to the question I just asked, what can UT do better from your vantage point now?
I think one of the things we can do better is figure out how to make more of this partnership with Oak Ridge National Lab. I mean, most universities in the country would long for an opportunity like that. So I think that we have great partnerships going now. I think, as was said at the board meeting last week, better coordination of some of those and opportunities to help grow our PhD programs, our graduate programs, and attract faculty here by stronger partnerships with Oak Ridge. That's a huge opportunity. And I think we can do well on that. I think another thing that I'd like to see the University of Tennessee think about is, it's one thing to, we've got a lot of metrics to try to improve how we do on various things. But what I want us to see us do is get our hearts and minds around a big vision. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I think getting clarity about that and then mobilizing people to try to help make something really great happen. Those are two things that I'm excited about.
Do you think that vision will come, as you said, in talking with the different people you're wanting to reach? Surfacing
from them and hearing from people, what is it you're dreaming about? What would you love to see this place be? And what happens when you do this is very quickly it begins to take shape. I don't like the idea of leaders coming in and saying, here's the vision. I think that's sort of arrogant. I want to help surface what people are thinking about and dreaming about into a really strong, coherent vision for the university.
Getting a little more specific now, as far as different situations that have played out on campus, I'm sure you're aware that in the recent past there have been some cases of what has been called racism on campus. What can be done to erase that so that is not what people hear and see when they see these stories playing on the news?
I'm aware of some of the incidents that happened last year. Unfortunately, some of those things are playing out on any number of campuses. I'm impressed with the work that this university went right to work, put in place some programs that I support, that I think are going to be helpful. I think we have to all be diligent about what does it mean to make a campus truly a welcoming, safe place for everybody that's full of diversity of ideas and diversity of people. We have to be vigilant about it and think about it every day. And I'm confident that at Tennessee we'll be able to not only be a leader in that area, but strengthen our position from where we've been. So it's not an easy time in higher education right now, but I have to say that I think the University of Tennessee faced some difficult things, honestly, just stood right there and faced it down. And we've got to continue to try to lead in that area.
So you could foresee more, be it programs or any other number of things that would address this?
Sure, and I think I'm eager to learn more about the programs we have put in place. I know things like bias training make a big difference on campuses. And then just really I look forward to hearing from the students about how are they feeling about this place, different groups of students, and what can we continuously do to work at student well-being and making students in a position where they can thrive and do what they came here to do, which is get a great education and grow as human beings.
The University of Tennessee can now sell, if it so chooses, alcohol at gaming
Really?
events.
I heard about that somewhere. Yes.
So what are your thoughts on that? Do you support it?
My thoughts on that are, I know that it is a #1 desire of fans for a fan experience. The way I think about it is, I want to be thoughtful and deliberate as we consider that and think about how that might work here at Tennessee. And by that I mean, before we rush into a decision, I just want us to be really careful about what are the procedures and the policies we need in place. How can we make sure if we go that route? My first priority would be to think about how do we get that set up for non-athletic events, which is initially how the legislature approved that. Let's get a plan in place for concerts and that kind of thing. And let's learn from that and then work hard at getting a thoughtful, deliberate plan for how that might then play out at athletic events. I want us to be as concerned about safety as we are about fan experience, and I think we can do both. So that's how I'm thinking about it. And I'm eager to get to work here with the team of leadership to start thinking about what that means and how we want to approach it.
Was that allowed on the University of Nebraska's campus? No. It was not?
No, there was no alcohol. The policy was even stricter there than it is here. There was no alcohol in the suites in the football stadium. Now, the conversations are taking place there just like they are everywhere. But that's a regent policy there that has banned alcohol at any of those kinds of things, athletic events, that is.
We are hearing so much about the enormous amount of student debt students are carrying right now.
Right.
That being said, do you think the University of Tennessee tuition is too high, or do you think it needs to be, it is where it needs to be?
Well, I know that we just passed it's one of the smallest increases historically last week. I'm committed to keeping tuition as low as possible. One of the things I think that we have to work on, all of us, faculty, leadership, and students, is one thing is the tuition, it's set, but the other thing is getting students through to graduation efficiently and on time. One of the biggest causes of student debt is students change their majors, students can't get a class they want, so they have to delay it by a semester. I want us to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep students on track to graduate, not in 6 years, but in 4 years. The metric we use in higher education is what's the rate of graduation in 6 years. For most of us as parents, I don't want my child taking 6 years. Mine did it in 4. And it took a couple summer sessions, but we did it. And I think that ought to be our goal for everyone. So one way we keep student debt lower is not keep students in school as long. And I think we all have to be committed to thinking about what we do and the cost of it, the cost of books. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can help work at keeping the overall cost down. But it is an issue in higher education, and I'm proud of the fact that Tennessee has not been in the position of making these big tuition hikes every year. So my commitment is to keep us affordable and high quality at the same time.
You had mentioned this earlier about the vast changes that are going on
Yes.
campus,
Right.
The physical aspects of it. Will this continue? Do you foresee more changes when it comes to the appearance, the structure of the University of Tennessee?
Well, first of all, what I'd like to say is thank you to this legislature, the state who has made this possible. I hope that the people at this university realize what a resource and gift that has been. I came from a university where most of the buildings had to be privately funded. And so what a commitment and investment the state has, and a tangible way of seeing the investment the state's made in this campus. I hope that we will continue to, I know there are pockets of the campus that still need help, and the board passed a list of priorities, and our campus has a couple on that list. I hope we can continue to make the upgrades that we need, but it's so impressive what's been done here.
What areas would you, and which are on track to get these upgrades?
I know one of the programs that's in need is nursing, and I know there's also some work being done around audiology. Some changes happening right now. Those are the ones that I know of, and that's an area I'm going to get to school on, is what's the master plan and what's next.
So much emphasis is placed on a school's ranking.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I've always sort of jokingly said, we only care about rankings when we get ranked. And when we're not ranked, we talk about the methodology and what's wrong with the rankings. But the truth is, parents look at those things when they think about where they're going to send their student to school. Students look at them, graduate students, faculty look at it. I always used to ask the following question. Everyone's concerned about, I would say this in Nebraska, everyone's concerned about why our football team's not in the top 25. And when I was dean, I would say, and no one's ever asked me, why isn't the business school in the top 25? And then they would say, well, why aren't we? And so, to me, rather than the specific ranking, what's important is the idea that this state wants, deserves, needs, has a world-class university, but it has a world-class university that aspires to be even greater. And so talking about the importance of that, I think, is really the way I go, as opposed to talking about a specific ranking. Rankings tell you some things, but they don't tell you everything. So my goal is to help this university think about, what do we think it takes to aspire to the next level? And then let's do that. I think if we do that, the rankings will come along.
Last question. What do you want your legacy at the University of Tennessee to be?
I'd like people to say when I left here that, wow, she brought a lot of energy. She generated a lot of positive energy that enabled people to get big things done. I don't know yet what those big things are, but when I leave, I want people to be able to say, wow, that was an era where some big stuff happened.
And I lied, one more question, dreaming. I looked at your snippet of when you had your interview here.
Right.
The TED Talk. Dreaming is big for you.
Right. I think that what I've learned so far as a leader, is that it's dreams that inspire people. If you want to get faculty to change how they think about the purpose of a college, if you want to get donors to give up their hard-earned resources and share with you, you have to move them. And dreams do that. You have to move people emotionally. And I don't think just specific goals and tasks, and I'm really good at that. I'm an achievement-oriented person, and I have a list of things every day I'm trying to get done. But just a spreadsheet of goals and metrics is not inspiring to people. But people are inspired around the notion of this city, this state deserves a world-class institution, and I want to be part of that. Or people get excited about creating a program where students learn more about themselves and then are capable of leadership in the world. Those are the kinds of things that move people to do big stuff. And so I want to be part of that.
We're excited
Thank
that
you.
you're here. And
Thank you.
look forward to your journey.
I'm really happy. Thank you for being here today and
Thank you.
asking me these questions.